Hey guys, Robert back again. Another video. This video I want to talk about how I handle. So the last video I talked about qualifying Facebook leads. This video I want to talk about how to handle the rude, the vulgar inbound leads and even negative comments that you get on your ads. What do I do with them? How do I handle them? And how do I keep a positive attitude? Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's a little tough. Some of these people are extremely rude. They don't have manners. They come at you in ways you can't even imagine. And you're just like, what is going on? So I thought I'd talk about that and give you some insights into how I approach this and really just show you how I handle these like vulgarious-based comments and things like that that just are over the top because they come in and they happen. And when you're trying to help people genuinely and ethically, it could be a little discouraging. So hopefully this will help you not be discouraged with that, all right? Before we dive into it, let's like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's talk about what we're gonna do today. So I think the first thing you have to just recognize is that it's going to happen no matter what, okay? When you step out and you start spending a lot of money and you start showing that you know what you're doing and you start demonstrating that you're actually capable of being efficient and deliver a product, everybody that's incapable, everybody that is jealous by nature, everyone that's just having a bad day and doesn't like people in general, you are now their primary target, okay? Just the fact that you have the ability to work, you have the ability to deliver, and you're not being a you-know-what about it, you're just being a good person. Now, I could understand if you're really flashy and arrogant and egotistical, people attacking you, and your response to that is gonna be, I'm sorry, bro, it's just how I am. Like, you're just going to have to deal with it. I apologize in advance, whatever the phrases are that people say. Look, you deserve it in a sense, because if you come out like that, you're creating that. Me, I don't know. I don't know if you can. I think you can prevent a little bit of it if you're a little bit more mindful and you have conversations. But even still, even with all the mindfulness, I'm still getting gunshots, like insane gunshots at random moments. So let's just talk about, from an advertising standpoint, inbound leads that come in and they're really rude, they're really vulgar. The very first thing that I do is that if somebody comes in and they're immediately just like cursing me out and they're totally rude, they just get blocked right away. I just get rid of, I don't even engage. I don't try to defend myself. I don't try to do anything because I already know that this person is not a professional that I want to work with. They've already tried to attack me personally. I want nothing to do with them. Now, in the past, I probably would have tried to get in there and smooth it out, try to have a normal conversation with them. But the truth of the matter is that you cannot have a conversation with crazy. You can't have a conversation with insane. You can't have a conversation with someone that's just out to just attack because they like to attack. Right? So my response to that is, after making those pitfalls many years ago, was to just be like, we're done. Like, I'm not even going to pursue it. Now, what happens if you're going along and they start inquiring, where I've had this situation actually, where they've started to inquire and the conversation was actually going, and then all of a sudden they tell you to shut up and stop pitching with your BS pitch and start doing this and that. Stop the conversation, leave the conversation, and move on. You do not have to justify yourself to this person. And that's the trap. They want you to justify yourself to them so that they can find another thing to keep this exchange going. These people are desperate for attention. When I say desperate, I mean anything. Hate, vulgarity, any type of attention. They will do anything for that attention, even if that means attacking you, knowing that you'd be baited to fight them. Do not play the game. Just stop the conversation, block them, and get out, okay? That's how I handle that guy. I don't try to justify. It's a waste of time to try to justify myself to this person who's incapable of hearing what I have to say. And when you're encountering somebody who's incapable of hearing what you have to say, you're just going to be blowing a lot of hot air, and your service, your devotion to your business is better served elsewhere with someone that actually is going to receive the communication and want to actively work with you. I remember it clear as day. Like, I was like, this is a really good conversation. And then all of a sudden, out of left field, this person just like told me to shut the fuck up, shut the F up. And I was like, what? I don't understand. Like, where'd that come from? And I just stopped the conversation. It's unnecessary to get in there. And then another scenario would just be somebody literally just coming at you. And the answer again is just don't engage with it, block it. Now, some people out there are going to tell you that the hate is good, and it is. It's an indicator that you're doing the right thing. I wouldn't engage with it. I don't advise that. I don't advise trying to justify yourself unless it's warranted in the situation that calls for it. But if there's no ramifications from you not associating or connecting with somebody or having to have that conversation with somebody, then it doesn't make sense to even try to get involved with it. Because again, what is the purpose of this individual? What is this person trying to accomplish with you? Well, this person's trying to bait you so that they could argue because they're desperate for attention, or they hate what they're doing and they hate what you're doing, and they want to make you feel smaller because you're reaching for your goals and your dreams and you're just the target of the day. Maybe it's somebody else tomorrow, but in that moment, it's you, and it doesn't make sense for you to even engage with it. Move on to the next lead, move on to the next person. On phone calls, I've done this. I've just hung up on people. I've hung up and I've moved on. Nothing wrong with it, right? You got to be in control of your space. I heard somebody say, like, being a nice person means that you're getting used. And I'm like, that's a horrible viewpoint. You could be a good person, but you could also be like, dude, I'm not going to take that. That's not being, there's a difference there. That's knowing the situation and where you stand in relation to that situation and how you are protecting yourself from it. Okay, so that's some inbound lead stuff that we could talk about. Let's talk about comments on ads. So there's a lot of tricksters out there. The first ones being the guys that drop their YouTube channel, they drop their websites, they try to scalp the leads that are in your comments. These guys are probably the lowest sector of society, in my personal opinion, because they're using you to try to forward them, and they think that this is an ethical thing to do. While they might temporarily get away with it, the person that buys from them is just as equally screwed as this individual is, because they're both being brought down. If that person goes to that person and wants to work with them, that tells you something. So the first thing that I do is monitor your comments. Like, look at your ads. Look at what people are saying, and if people are doing that, I get in there and I ban people, I block those comments, I delete those comments, I get rid of those comments. It's like, I'm paying my own money for advertising. I'm not going to advertise you. You want me to advertise you? You pay me to advertise you, and I'll advertise you, but don't scalp or mooch off of me. So it's totally okay for you to turn around and just be like, I'm not having any of that. Monitor those comments and get rid of them. Now, let's say you're getting attacked. Let's say somebody's coming at you and they're saying you're this, you're that, you're blah, 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 that you didn't do whatever, okay? Same exact thing applies here for the Facebook messages. Block it. Do not engage. Do not fight it. There's no point, okay? Again, what is the goal of that comment? The goal of that comment is a desperation of attention, inability for that person to create their own thing. Because if that person was actually as effective, if they took that hate and that energy it took to write that and put that into selling something or building a business, they'd probably build a business and be really successful at it. But they're choosing, they're choosing to do this. You know, I remember long ago, this was a really hard realization for me. I would just look at people like that and I'd be like, oh my God, they gotta be good, they gotta be good. These people know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly why they're doing it, and they know exactly why they're trying to do it, okay? There is no unicorn there. There's no, oh, this person's probably just having a bad day. No, this person knows exactly what they're doing. You have to know that, look at that, and be like, all right, good. Don't engage, block it, get rid of it. There's no room in your advertising or your content for that hate, okay? Now, if you wanna leave it there and it doesn't bother you, fine. For me, I'm just like, whatever, I want it gone, okay? I don't want that stuff around. It's my house. You're coming into my space. You're coming into my advertising arena. You're coming into how I build certain things. I don't want you here talking like this. You have to set the demands and you have to set the parameters of how people are going to interact with you, both good and bad. And if you don't want to have the vulgar comments, that's how you deal with it. This is how I deal with it. Some people may disagree with me. Some people may say, well, it's good for the algorithm. Great. That's awesome. You guys can play that game. I don't want to play that game. I want to play the game of getting in front of people that are actually going to help me out. All right? So I hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll talk in the next video. Thanks. Hey guys, thanks for dropping by and subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to grow this thing and help as many people as we possibly can. Look, we've got programs for everyone, okay? We've got our 90-day content accelerator program where we fly out to you and shoot 90 days worth of content in 4 to 6 hours. We edit all that content, and then we do the social media posting on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, manage your advertising campaigns, your email campaigns, build you a fully functional website with a full funnel, everything you need in a box. We have our Content Accelerator Catalyst program, which is a beefed up version of the Content Accelerator, which is 1 year worth of content, a custom CRM. You know, we're talking 1,200 photos, 240 videos, 240 reels, 1,200 photos, 800 graphics, 90, like every social media platform managed, custom CRM website development. We do individual monthly packages. We've got training programs on sales for advertising. We've got creativity training programs. We have marketing training programs, social media training programs, and we do web design. So if you're looking for something on the digital front, me and my team here at Syslo Ventures can help you. I appreciate you subscribing today. Please come on back. If there's anything I can do to help you, please feel free to reach out. Check us out at sysloventures.com. Looking forward to seeing you in our next piece of content. Thank you.